Hey, what's up? My name is John Bonjour. I am a comic artist and film enthusiast. I really want these to be pretty loose. Like I said in the last time, I am absolutely taking this idea from Karsten Runquist, and once again, he is absolutely going to do better than I am. He's going to be watching better movies than I am, so I'm not too worried about it. I think this is an interesting concept. So these are going to be pretty loosey-goosey. I am also going to be working on some art stuff kind of throughout the whole thing, so I don't think you need to just look at me talking about this. So, you know, I'll intercut some footage of one of the things that I'm working on. I don't totally know what it's going to be that I'm drawing. So here we go. This is all of the movies that I watched in September. Oh, and one show, in case I forget, this won't be in order. I did watch The Studio on Apple TV, and it's insane. I love that show so much. This first season was incredible. I watched a couple episodes one day, and then a couple episodes the next day, and then the rest of the episodes that same day. Yesterday, I watched almost 3/4 of the season yesterday, and it's 10 episodes, so I'm doing great. But this, I guess that's technically an October watch, but I started it in September. That is not the point. That does not matter. Here is what I watched, movies from here on out, that I watched in September 2025. Starting with K-Pop Demon Hunters. That is the movie that I ended the last video on, the movie I started this video on. I love this movie so much. I'm honestly shocked that it doesn't show up again in this list. It might today. This is such an effective animated movie. I love it so deeply, and I can't wait to watch it again. I can't wait for a sequel. I'm all in on K-Pop Demon Hunters, which, once again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, is crazy. After that, I watched The Stuff, Larry Cohen masterpiece, classic, if you ask me, for the Halloween Horror Club, which at this point, you should be able to watch that video now. So if you like horror movies, or if you don't and just want to hear some thoughts on one, go watch my Halloween Horror Club video on The Stuff. I do some extra special stuff. I make drinks for all of them. I come up with recipes for drinks kind of themed to each movie. Anyway, you can watch my whole review on that. The Stuff is very, very wonderful. I love that movie so deeply, and I'm going to leave it there so that you go watch the video. After that, I watched the short film Never Have I Ever, and I hated it. Concept of the movie is that it's all in POV, which I always find kind of on the line between interesting and gimmicky. This lands firmly in the interesting category. The problem is, you're a POV of a woman who's been taken by a killer, a serial killer, and the whole film, the whole short, is you are being taken out to his home. Someone comes in, I guess does like a Facebook Marketplace purchase, and then you're killed. And it's gross. As like a style proof of concept, I think this is really, really good. As a film, I find it disgusting and horrendous and almost unwatchable. So, I guess that's up to what you're kind of looking for from that. After that, I watched Clown in a Cornfield because I needed something that I knew was going to be fun and a little goofy. And guess what? It's fun and a little goofy. I liked it a lot. I didn't love it. I didn't adore it, but I think it was a lot of fun. And if they make another one, I'd watch it. I think it's a fun, current modern slasher piece. Like a lot of the killing is really interesting. The twist is not surprising or twisty. It's like, yeah, of course the guy who looks like Elon Musk is one of the worst people we have. Mosquito came after that from 1994 by Gary Jones, directed by Gary Jones, and this is exactly what I wanted it. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. It's a movie about huge mosquitoes eating people. It goes super hard. There's so many mosquitoes that the practical effects are really, really solid. It's just a fun ass time at the movies. Like, I don't really have a lot to say about it because it's a movie about giant mosquitoes that are trying to kill you. It's gonna be that. It's just written in a way that even the people making the movie, even the people writing the movie were like, this is gonna live and die on the mosquitoes. And you know what? It lives on the mosquitoes. On the same day, I rewatched Mad God, and I have so many opinions on Mad God. This is Phil Tippett's movie. It's the one that took him something like 3 decades to make. It's like a stop motion animated feature that was originally shorts and kind of edited together into a movie. It is a masterpiece in stop motion filmmaking, in disgusting, gross, weird horror. It's a descent into hell. There's so much about this movie that I think means something, and I'm always trying to unpack. This time, I think I clicked a lot more of it into place than I was expecting. I kind of expected to just go in and just enjoy the weird filmmaking. And I think I I think I more or less got a lot of what this was doing, which is really cool. A lot of this to me felt like an exploration on classism, the result of fascism, war, how those kind of intermix with standardized religion, with congregational religion. I think there's a lot of things to this, and a lot of things that I don't know how much of this I'm supposed to read into, and how much of it I'm supposed to just kind of observe and go, that's a weird monkey biting the head off another weird monkey. I just don't know. But I do know that I love this movie every time I watch it, and I think it's insane. Day after that, I watched Maxine, the third in the X trilogy, and it's kind of a bummer. I had heard that a lot of people were disappointed with this, and I was like, nah, I like to be the underdog. I like to be the guy that supports movies that other people don't like. I want to have a hot take about a movie that people don't like. And I don't really have a hot take about this. It's messy in some pretty obvious ways. Maxine is doing a lot. It's doing so much. It's doing all of it. And I think in a lot of ways that can be really fun, but in a lot of ways that's really frustrating. And what it ends up going with in the end doesn't really play. And I think there's a lot of pretty clear directions that you could have taken the story that would be more satisfying from a storytelling narrative perspective, and just more interesting to watch also, because a lot of this movie plays out and almost nothing is happening. There's a lot of flashbacks to things that you're like, yeah, that happened 5 minutes ago in movie time. That's crazy that you're have to call back to it as if we don't remember. It feels like the movie thinks that I'm stupid, and in return, I kind of think that the movie is a little stupid. And I'm bummed out because I think X is incredible. Pearl is really good. I was hoping Maxine was going to be just the thing to solidify the trilogy. Then I watched In a Violent Nature, which came out, I think last year. I got a Shudder subscription this month because we're getting into the horror movie season. So I watched In a Violent Nature, which is another kind of like the one that I always forget the name of. What the hell was that movie called? Kind of like Never Have I Ever. Kind of like Never Have I Ever. I think as a style piece, this is really interesting. As a movie, it's all right. It's okay. There's a couple of really good kills. The conceit of the film is that you are following a slasher from the perspective of the villain, of the slasher, which is a really interesting concept that ends up with a lot of walking around the woods. I think there's a world in which if it were more of that and didn't cut around it, and it was just a one long take, maybe not even one take, but one real-time 2-hour section of the movie that you're just wandering around with the slasher. I think that could have been really interesting, but it cuts through things, so it doesn't commit to that, but it also doesn't commit to not doing that. So it feels like it doesn't know whether or not it wants to be what you might call slow cinema nowadays, which I have a lot of opinions on, but we can get to those in a different video. And then the movie makes the bold choice to completely abandon its concept as a whole and just sit in the most boring car scene you've ever seen in your whole life. Just really, I mean, it's a scene that made me disassociate so incredibly hard from a movie that I was already I was tangentially connected to as a film. It is insane how it hits this screeching halt the second we abandon the idea of it. And it wasn't going fast. It was not a movie that I was fully on board with and then fell off of. It feels like when you're talking to that uncle that you've not really connected with, you just met at one of the family reunions a little 4 or 5, 10 years ago, and he's like, I've been watching you since you were 4, and you're like, I don't know who the hell you are. I've never seen you in my whole life. And he just wants to talk to you about how great Reagan was. That's what that feels like. And I don't like that. In theaters, I watched The Conjuring 4 Last Rites, and I also made a video on that. I liked it a lot. It has soured a little bit with me as I've kind of sat with it, but I don't know. I'll have to see it again to see if it plays. Conjuring 1 and 2 are so brilliant, and Conjuring 3 is also there, and Conjuring 4 is pretty good, I think. I think it lands on pretty good. Then I watched Freaky Tales for the first time. This was also for a John Bonjoro Halloween Horror Club. The episode, I think, comes out tonight at time of recording. So yeah, you should be able to watch it when this video comes out. You'll hear my thoughts on that. We'll get to that in a second. I didn't really like it though, I will say that. A couple of days later, I watched the Mothman Prophecies. Okay, big news, big life upgrade. I have a VHS player now. I have a VCR, and it is beautiful. It is on my desk right now, connected to this big monitor screen, and I can watch all my VHS tapes, and I love them so much. I just got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze on VHS. I love it, but Mothman Prophecies was the first movie I watched on VHS since I was a child, so it was just wonderful. As far as the movie goes, I really like it. It's bleak and sad and weird, and I like all of those things, especially for a Mothman movie. I also appreciate that it doesn't really go super deep into the lore of Mothman. It presents a lot of ideas, but it has no interest in solving any of them, and I like that. I then watched Freaky Tales again because I couldn't quite get my mind around it the first time because I was having a really bad day, and I liked Freaky Tales a lot more this time. So that, again, watch the video. You can go through the whole thing. I go through the whole drama of that, but it played a lot better the second time. End of Days, Arnold Schwarzenegger's Constantine movie, essentially, is the next movie that I watched, and also on VHS. I guarantee you this is a movie that I will be watching, making my friends watch, for the Motion Picture Retribution Power Hour, which is a podcast that I do with my two best friends, Lincoln and Preston.
I just love... the idea of a movie called Dog about a dog coming out, and every other person that's made a movie about a dog is like, shit.
They're like, God damn it.
We could have just called it Dog.
We could have just named it Dog this whole time.
Workshopping the name.
The writers of Jurassic Park are like, are you fucking kidding me?
Just call it Dinosaur.
We could have called it Dinosaur?
MPRPH, Motion Picture Retribution Power Hour. Please go listen to it because we just make each other watch bad movies and we're very funny, okay? Cinemark had a secret screening after that of Dead of Winter, which was good. I thought it was really good. I thought, okay, so it's a movie that I think has pretty clear flaws. The writing is patently terrible. It is one of the most flatly, plainly expositional movies I've seen in a really long time. It's very well shot. It looks really good, and I think Emma Thompson plays the lead in this movie, and she is wonderful. She's bringing this strange Fargo optimism that I really, really enjoy, and it's pretty good. It's like a straight down the barrel thriller. It's not incredible. It's not terrible. It's just right down the middle. Pretty good. Another VHS. I got really excited about these. Don't come at me. I watched Heartbreak Hotel. Chris Columbus directed the movie, and I'm so intrigued by the filmography of Chris Columbus. We'll get to one more of them later, but he made what I consider to be the greatest children's movie of all time in Home Alone, and the most effective children's movie, in terms of just pacing and in terms of just being very watchable. A movie that I pop on, always think I'm gonna be I guess we'll watch Home Alone, and then I always lock in within the first 5 minutes of Home Alone. And Heartbreak Hotel is not that. Heartbreak Hotel is basically it's E.T., but if the alien was Elvis and wanted to have sex with Elliot's mom. Once again, another Halloween Horror Club video. I watched Hocus Pocus. I won't go into my thoughts on that very much. I don't like Hocus Pocus. I didn't like it before, and I like it even less now that I've fully seen the movie. And then I bought the 4K Blu-ray of Superman, so of course I'm gonna dig into the special features. So I watched the Adventures in the Making of Superman. That's what they call it. So it's like a behind-the-scenes documentary. It's about an hour long, and it is phenomenal. I learned so much about the movie. It just made me appreciate the movie more. Loved every second of it. I then watched Pixels, Chris Columbus's other movie. It is a movie that starts better than it should and ends worse than we deserve. It is a heinous film. Preston, my buddy Preston, made me watch this for the Motion Picture Retribution Power Hour. We will be recording our episode on it tomorrow in time of recording, so be on the lookout for that. It's bad, though. It's a really bad movie. Speaking of bad movies, the next movie that I watched is The Open House because my friend and coworker Maddie recommended it to me. She said, and I quote, "I've watched it multiple times. It's insane." And I will not be watching it multiple times, but I do agree that it's insane. The Open House is one of the most frustrating viewing experiences I have ever had because it is a nonsense movie from hell that does nothing and means nothing and pretends like it means stuff. And that makes me angry. I am angry at the idea of a movie pretending like it has a purpose. I then watched Superman because, again, I have the 4K and it's so So good. This is such a good movie. I watched it with my buddy Lincoln. Man, Lincoln and Preston getting shout outs out the ass today. This is crazy. Watched it with my buddy Lincoln. That movie rules. It's such a good film, and I'm so excited to see what comes next from the DCU. I still need to watch Peacemaker. I still need to catch up on the first season of Peacemaker. So TBD on when that's gonna happen. Final movie of the month. I watched Beetlejuice for a second time, and I discovered something very interesting about the film. My main discovery about Beetlejuice is that the first 2/3 of the movie really want to be a story about the Dietzes and about like family drama, and it really cares about being a story and a film, and it is like kind of hog-tied to being a Beetlejuice movie and doesn't want to do that. And then the last third is so interested in being a Beetlejuice movie that it kind of forgets that it wanted to do any of the story stuff. It's such a weird film, and I think if it had been any other franchise, I would be really frustrated by how disjointed this feels, but it's a Beetlejuice movie, and the original Beetlejuice and now Beetlejuice have this weird kind of understanding within the whole franchise now that it's like, it's gonna have a story, it might not make sense, it's just gonna be a little choppy. I think Beetlejuice is the best you could hope for from a sequel to Beetlejuice, because there is lightning in a bottle in that original film that you just will never capture again. It would be impossible to capture again. And so we can't. We just won't. And so this is as close as we're gonna get, and it's very fun. Those are the movies that I watched in September. October hopefully will also go pretty hard in horror and just watching a bunch of movies. I'm having a great time out here. What did you watch in September? What month is it? Who am I? What did you watch in September? What was your favorite? The ones that I watched. I don't know. Please listen to NPRPH. It's so very good. Thank you so much for watching this video and checking out my channel. If you'd like to hear more of my thoughts on movies, comics, TV shows, anything of the like, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and comment down below what you'd like me to review next, or do none of those things, because I am a Nut Your Dad.